Hi guys, welcome back. It's your girl Antoinette. Back again with part 2 of my 2-part video about my New Year's experience. By now I probably came up with a title for it. I do not know what the title is. So yeah. And as I said in part 1, do not mind my voice. I am battling COVID at the moment. So I might be coughing or stuff while I'm doing this, but this is worth it.
Like, subscribe if you like this video. You know what I mean? And if you haven't seen part 1, go and check it out. Because if you didn't see part 1, then part 2 will make no sense to you. Okay? Alright, let's jump into it.
After we went to the ATM, okay, we decided to look at second or third time or fourth time or fifth time for my card. So we went back over to the place or the parking lot of the show. When I got there and we started looking again, okay, thinking, I was Googling, like, should I be worried if my card is missing or my ID is missing? Because with my card, I just closed it. I just locked it with the app on my phone. So I wasn't really worried about my I was worried about my ID because it had my address on it. You know what I mean? I was like, when I went back over to the parking lot, so I ran into some police officers. No, there was a lot of police officers on the premises, so they were monitoring the event, and they wanted to make sure that people weren't leaving the club or the party drunk and stuff like that. So they were just there for protection. I thought, on first glance, they were there to like shut it off, if it was over a period of time, I guess. But that was not the case. So I approached a female officer. I forgot her name, but I approached her and I asked her, I told her the situation, you know what I mean? And she was like, are you worried about somebody stealing your identity? Oh my God. And she's like, well, yeah. So I wouldn't worry about that. I'll just go to Service Ontario or Service Canada, whatever it is. I fucking don't know right now. To let them give you a new one tomorrow. As it relates to the card, you can just close it or whatever the case might be. And I told her that I closed it already. And she said, well, you should be all right. You know what I mean? I'm like, and she's like, so are you going into the concert? I'm like, my card was my way in. And since, I lost it, that means I lost my way. And plus, not only was my card my way in, but it's not like they take credit cards or anything. And that's the only thing I have left. Yeah, and I came all this way to see Shaneil, and it seems like I will not get to see Shaneil after all. And she's like, oh, Shaneil is such a good artist. I've been listening to her for the past few months, and all my snaps I've been listening to her. And this was a Canadian female officer, white, not dark skin. Not that it matters, but you know what I mean. I felt so proud to be a Jamaican. You know what I mean. Proud to be a Shaneil Muir fan. You know what I mean? Also, I felt proud to hear, a Canadian officer saying that, she finds her music really, really nice, just like I do. I'm like, there we go. Anyway, long story short, or trying to get it, you know what I mean? After I left the police officer's side, I told her to have a good night and Happy New Year and whatever the case may be. I went over and stood by where my friend's sister was, and also her friend. They were standing between a jerk pan and a soup guy. So I stood there, and I'm telling you, we were freezing. Like my
fucking fingers were like almost about to fall off. It was cold.
I was wearing nothing but a leather jacket. I think I put my friend's leather jacket on because it was bigger. I'm looking out of space right now. I don't know why, but anyways. Still, subscribe, comment below if you want to know what's in my cup. Yes. So, what was I saying again? Yes. So we're standing in between the soup guy and the jerk pan. Yes. So me now, like, I was so out of it. It was so cold. Because when I first saw the soup pan, all I was thinking about, I'm going to definitely get a soup at the end of the night. So I said to him, I was like, so how much is it for the soup? And he goes to tell me, he's like, oh, you want one? I'm like, yeah, how much is it? And he goes to tell me how much it is. And I'm like, oh, shit. Never mind. I forgot that I don't have any money. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Don't mind. And speaking of that, if you happen to hear anybody saying that they found a card or an identification, it's mine. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just let me know, or I'll just leave my number with you or something. I don't even remember exactly what I said, but I brought the card up so that, you know, they're out there. So if anything, they'll probably hear something. You know what I mean? And he's saying, he said, it's because of your car. Is it because of whatever? Because you don't have any money, make you don't want the soup anymore? And I'm like, that's okay. You know what I mean? I don't have any money on me to pay for it right now, and I do not want to just take your soup like that. It's all right. And he's like, not because you don't have any money, that means you can't get a cup of soup. I'm going to give it to you. Happy New Year. I'm like, it's a little cup of soup, but I'm like, oh, thank you, but I don't want to put you out of your way just because, you know what I mean? And he's like, girl, take the soup. He wasn't actually like that, but he was like, it's like, no problem and whatever. Marco is Jamaican. He was selling his soup out of his van or whatever. I do have his card, and I do have his business card. He does do catering and stuff like that. I'm going to put the card up on the screen here because the rest of the story has everything to do with that man. Everything. If I see that guy tomorrow, I wouldn't remember his face. But I would say he's older than I am. He's probably in his 50s.
But you know, Jamaicans, we age like fine wine. Just saying.
Yeah. So after he gives me the soup, he's there talking, you know, men. He's there talking shit. And my friend is there too behind me. I'm like, my friend's sister, I'm like, he just gave me a soup, you know what I mean? And then somebody came up to buy something. And then I was talking to them now, right? I was about to walk off, and he's like, so aren't you going to see the show? And I'm like, no, because I lost my card, so I won't be able to go in. He's like, do you want to see the show? I'm like, yeah, but I don't have any money. I lost my things. He's like, do you want to see it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. I'm like, he's like, how many of you are there? I'm like, there's 4 of us. And he's like, I count 3. I'm like, one of us is in the car. She's waiting. But I can call her, but it's 4 of us. This guy walks away from his business. He walks away from his soup pan. He walks away from his fire. He walks away from his place of living. Nobody watching it. I sell soup, but I'm like there waiting. Like, he just walk away from it. He told me that Said he doesn't know if he can get all four of us in at once, but he's going to try getting us in one at a time. At this point, I'm like, oh, that sounds so sketchy. Is he really going to do this? Like, is this really going to happen? Am I really going to see Shaneil after all? But I am still devastated about my card. My mental is not there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just, there. When this guy come back, because I still have the soap in my hand, I still have the soap in my hand. This guy comes back and he tells me to come with him. He makes his way over to the bar, because it's prosperity. It's the name of the thing is prosperity. If you haven't seen my previous post with the performance, yeah. If you've seen the previous post with the performance, then you know I got in. I followed him through, and then I was at the front of the line because he was leading me and I was following. I was at the front of the line, but I passed everybody that was there because everybody was like, some people did not have a mask on, and some people, I don't know if they were just asking to go in or begging to go in. I don't know what the hell it was. Maybe they came to with cards and it's just cash. But when I tell you, brother, when I go through that door, I felt like I was in a ballroom. I felt like I had arrived. I felt like finally made it inside. I was inside.
So emotional. I was going to see Shaneil for real. And after all that I've went through that night, like all that I've gone through in the past fucking 3 hours, I'm like, oh my God, I deserve a break.
I got a break. So no, I get in there. I was thinking, before I went in, I told the security guys that if anybody said anything about a card or whatever, just let me know because it was mine. Looking around, because the security said something to me. I don't know if they said something to me about the last time phone or whatever. So I was looking around, and then I heard Shaneil Muir's voice I heard her voice on the microphone. She was singing Poor and Bossy. So just walk on the stage. That means that all the time we think we late when we did early, because she never come on yet. She came on after the New Year. They announced the New Year's. So instead of performing for New Year's Eve, she performed for New Year's morning. That even makes sense. She performed in 2022 and not December 2021. Yes. If we should be technical about it. Yes. So I heard her voice. And then I cut it short. I heard her voice. I heard her singing Poor and Bossy. I think it was. I made my way to the ballroom. In there, packed with people. Nobody was social distancing. Nobody had their mask on. Nothing like that was happening inside that ballroom. Even though they made it a priority for you to have your face mask on before you got in, for whoever got in and was in, there was no face mask that was being worn. Not a surprising look, because that's basically what happened most of the time anyways. She was there performing. I was there enjoying it, but in my head, my card's missing. My friends are still outside. I'm waiting for them to come in. Then my friend texts me and says to me, why did you make me come outside in the cold? I just saw you walk into the building. I'm like, I called you because the guy said that he was going to try and get us in one at a time. So she messaged me back and said the guy don't care about them. The guy only wanted to make me go in, like only let me in. He didn't care about the rest of them. In my head, like after I heard that, I was like, what in the world? I'm like, do I come out? Do I stay in? So I started to video at that point. I was videoing some of the performance, but because she was texting me, I was trying to respond to the text messages as well as video what was happening, yet enjoy myself. I had my soup in my hand, I had the purse in my hand. Like, I didn't expect to get in, so I had a lot of shit in my hand. So I was trying to video and then trying to respond. So one hand had the soup and everything, and then the other hand with the phone.
That explains why
Some of the video that I posted previously was a bit, shaky and stuff. But I still wanted to share it with you, even though it wasn't 100% quality, video. But that explained what was going on behind the scenes. My hands hurt. I was holding a lot of stuff in one hand and the phone in the other. So I told him that I'll soon come out. I just wanted to enjoy the show a little bit more better. And they're like, no, enjoy yourself, Shaneil is your girl and stuff like that. But I felt so bad knowing that we all came so far. And, I was the only one that got to get in. I felt really bad about it. So I really didn't full joy it as I would have if all of us got in. You know what I mean? But it was still amazing to be in the same room as her, even though I didn't stick around for photo ops and stuff like that. Yeah. And I stayed at the back of the room most of the time. I didn't even try to get up to the front because too, I was like, deep down I felt like I wasn't fully dressed for the occasion, and I felt like, if there's cameras there, they won't catch me just looking shabby and stuff. You know what I mean? I was not prepared for this outing, but because of Shaneil, I had to be there regardless of what I wore. Yes, so that is the story. When she performed her last song, I came out into the picture area where they would take their final pictures and stuff like that. And I was there and I spoke to one of the security guards. I don't know if I can put the film here when I was speaking to the security guard, or even here, I don't know, somewhere there. Speaking to the security guard, and I was just in time. I was standing there a little bit longer because the girl said that they went to get some food or stuff like that. Yeah, I think. And they were saying like, where are you? Like, you know what I mean? I'm gone or stuff like that. I don't know. They saying that they went to get food or something. I don't fucking remember what was happening. I don't know. I just know that I was standing there and fucking I saw Shaneil walk out. It happened so fast. Like, if I knew that she was gonna walk out, I would have been closer to the door. So that
me and Fair I could make 4, 5, and 6 at least.
Even though she was like guarded by security guards, like all we wanted to do was touch her. We weren't going to do anything to her. I don't know why you had to guard her that much. Shit. Yeah. But the story don't end there. When I finally got outside, I ended up leaving to Brampton. When we touched the 401, I don't remember if we got to the 401 yet, but we were just about to leave the city when I got a phone call from the security guard. I think his name is Alex. If you happen to see this video, I just want to say a big thank you. Okay, thank you so much, because I don't understand. Like, you remembered me saying to you that I lost my shit and you found it and you called me. Yes, the phone call was saying that, asking me what name was on the ID. I told him what name was on the ID, and I told him also, I asked him, did you find the debit too? He said yes, they have the debit and the credit, and I should talk to the lady. Alright, so my phone battery died, hence why I'm in this area, not over there. But long story short, I got to see Shaneil Muir perform, and I found my card and my ID bag. No, well, I didn't find it back, but you know, the security guard that I spoke to prior to leaving the venue somehow found it. I don't know if the lady found it and happened to go to that particular security guard with it. I don't know what exactly happened, because the lady asked me to come to the stage, but I told her I already left, but I was willing to turn back to come back and get it. And they said, okay. Alex said that he'll be outside when I got there. When I got there, he wasn't there. He wasn't inside the venue anymore. He left. I asked the other security guards for him. They said that he left. Or they didn't know where he was. So I called the number that he called me on, or he gave me, because he said that he left just now. And if I can collect it in the morning. I'm like, no, I don't live in Brampton. I live in such and such. And he's like, oh shit. And then he pinned his location, and I went and collected from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just like 3 minutes away. So when he pinned his location, we met him at a gas station and we picked it up. It was looking a little bit sketchy, but I kind of had faith, because all the bad things that happened on the night in question, they were overshadowed by all the good things that happened after. Like, when I left the venue, when I left Browntown, I reported my card lost, so they're sending me a new card in the mail. So after I found the card, it was still useless to me, but just to know that I found it and my ID, you know what I mean, that's just good enough. Yeah. Just to get there and then same gone is just another hiccup. Like, yeah, it's like this night just keep on giving, eh? Shit, what a way to start the new year. And then after you think it's all said and done, home safe and everything, fucking one of the persons that you went on the trip with
tested positive for COVID.
And then you started having symptoms. Since the New Year's, I haven't been back to work yet because of COVID.
but that's the end of the story. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Even through my coughing and stuff, I know that it's gross for some people. But thank you so much for watching. I love y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below what I had in my cup. Still drinking. Yeah. Tell me what you thought about this video. Which part of this video got you a raised eyebrow? What? Yeah.
Yeah. Where in my story got you to be like, like, no way. That did not happen. Yeah. Comment below and let me know.
See you next time. Bye.